Namaste. Welcome. Hello, beautiful souls. My name is Sadhana, and welcome. Welcome to my channel. Ooh, didn't that sound nice? I have pulled out 3 oracle decks as well today, too, that I will be working with. And for the readings today, I will also draw an oracle card for your reading. Yeah, so I'm going to show you which decks that I have. And if you would like to choose the oracle deck that I pull for you for the additional card, you can let me know. I have 2 of Rebecca Lefebvre's decks on the table. One is the Fauna Inspirations. One is the Flora Inspirations. And I also have a deck for Wonder Walking by Amy Wan. And this is another deck that works really well with the Wildwood. Aesthetically, it might not seem so, but energetically, deeply connected. So yeah, so these 3 decks are handy right here, ready to go. And let me share with you a little bit about today's spread and the deck that we're using and where this is all coming from. And also welcome to Well-Tempered Claire, Andrew, Woven Pixel, hello, Gerald, Tarot Stash. And I want to thank Gerald for the video yesterday. If you have not seen the video, it was a panel, hashtag working towards wellness. Is that correct? Working towards wellness. And you can see Gerald's channel there, Tarot Stash, which is one of his. He also has the Hermit Mage channel. And I will be doing a VR to this. If there's anybody that's interested in joining me for a live VR to the hashtag working towards wellness, I'm going to definitely do this. So I would love to create another panel in response to this. I really feel that all the work that we do with the tarot, all the work that we do as readers, mediums, healers, intuitives, massage therapists, Reiki practitioners, white witches, green witches, you know, we all work together to help people, guide them through their healing journeys. And any conversations we can have to support people on their wellness journeys is just such a beautiful offering. And as well, you know, to understand that our journeys are reflected also in the journeys of those around us. And we learn so much from each other. So thank you for doing that, Gerald. So the deck that we're using today is the Wildwood Tarot. This deck is by Mark Ryan and John Matthews. It's in a shamanic deck. It's deeply connected to energy work with a deep reverence for nature. There's a tremendous sense of patience with this deck, patience, connection, to be connected to the cycle of life, cycles of life, the flow of the seasons, the flow of the moon cycle. And so it invites us to really contemplate all of that, as well as work with the animal medicine, the plant medicine. And so that's why I chose the oracle decks that I chose today to work with this deck. The spread that we're going to be working with is Wild Magic, from Wild Magic. And this is one of 2 additional books that goes with the Wildwood Tarot. The other one is this one, A Year in the Wildwood, by Alison Cross. This one is written by the deck creators themselves, and Alison is part of the team for the Wildwood as well as the Greenwood Tarot. The spread that we're using today is called The Wisdom of Night and Day. It's a very simple 3-card spread, and it asks us to reflect on the consciousness of the day, the consciousness of the night, and how those 2 energies can support us. This is the energy of the spread is one of change, of accepting of being with the flow of change. It's connected to the 10th card in the major arcana in this deck, the wheel. And yeah, so we'll just see what comes up. So you will get a major arcana card. So the procedure for this spread is to shuffle, and then you can shuffle and then cut, and then from the top you flip through till you find the first major arcana that is laid down in the center of the spread. So this is the guide, and then in any way that you want, it's not specified in the guidebook, you draw 2 additional cards. One represents the energy of the day, one represents the energy of the night. And I will just going to review. I'm going to lay them in the same spot that I did in the PDF. In the thumbnail as well as in the book. So night I'm going to put on the left and day on the right. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And then I can choose an oracle card for you as well too. So welcome. Everybody's slowly rolling in here. Hello to Joel. Hello. Nice to have you here. Diana Law. And I have one other announcement before I start. And Joel, is this about, and Kristen's here as well too. Riva Sen, hello and welcome. You can post both your questions and I can see if I can find a connection between both of them. And then we'll just kind of go from there. Yeah. I know what I was going to say. One other thing. I have a lot of, so I have some courses that have started and some that are still coming up. And some of you in the court card class and the minors class haven't received your Zoom link yet. I want you to know that I have received your registrations. I will be getting those out as soon as possible. And there's a class that's starting tomorrow. So for those of you that are interested in timing and tarot and seasons and flows and energy and all of that, I really encourage you to kind of slide into the last couple of spots in the class that starts tomorrow, which is called Read With Me Too, because it's all about the seasons, timing, and so forth. And if this is your thing and the thing that you really want to grow and build in your readings, then please join us and you go to the shop on my webpage and you can sign up. So this starts tomorrow. All right. I've done a lot of talking, so let's get to you and your questions. And if you don't have a specific question, then I will do just kind of a general kind of medicine, reflecting on the energy of change for you. All right. So first in the gate today was Andrew. And let's switch here. There we go. All right. As always, I encourage you, those who read and feel comfortable sharing, to support each other with the readings and to offer feedback and have a conversation. And if I don't respond to all of your comments, it's only because I try to focus on what it is that I'm doing and allow the messages to come through. This reading is for Andrew, Well-Tempered Claire, focusing on change, focusing on the wheel, natural cycles. And as we select the cards for the wisdom of night and day, what is it that needs to come forth for Andrew at this time? Okay. So what I am going to do is just flip through, and we'll pause at the first major arcana, and then the next 2 cards will be the night and day wisdom. Okay, so the shaman is the guide. Kind of timely. Hey, Andrew. The shaman is the guide, and just going to double check. This one is going to be night, and this one is day. And Andrew, if you want to let me know which oracle deck you would like me to draw a card from, Flora, Fauna, or Wonder Walking, that would be great. Okay, so the energy of the shaman is very rooted in this earth much more than the seer. So there is an extension of his energy to the external. So this is about ritual magic. It is about using your tools. It's about picking up your wands. It's about lighting your candles, burning your smudge. It's about really embracing the potential that you have to create, right? To create through your, and to, because we're talking about change in this spread, to create change and support change. So the energy of the shaman definitely is one that is gonna help you through this next cycle. Five of Stones. Gerald, you missed my conversation about this card in the last video I was on a little bit earlier today. The energy of the Five of Stones. So this is the wisdom of the night. Perfect that this came up here. The influence of this card really reminded me of a conversation I had yesterday. And that was one that sometimes with the shifts that we're going through, the internalization of that and finding that internal fortitude and that internal strength is really important. And so it's kind of interesting that the shaman is sitting before his cave here, as is the figure in this card as well too, sitting before a cave. And so there's something about the message of the cave for you, Amber. Amber, oh my God, I'm calling you by my dog's name. I do that with my children too, Andrew. Don't read anything into it. There's something about that. So your metaphorical cave may well be the place where you are going to find those moments of clarity. The lightning bolt. I'm really being drawn to the lightning bolt. So to be in the to be really receptive of those, those tingles, those shudders, those downloads of energy are really important at that time. And this is the night side. Okay, so the night, this would speak to evening meditations as opposed to daytime meditations, right? That turning in and finding that resolve, that strength in the night. 5. Okay, so I have to speak to this. Facebook group people, if you're interested in joining the Facebook group, the link is below in the description box. Other ways to connect with Sadhana. And in the Facebook group, the reading for this week, we had an abundance of 5s. And we did have the 5 of Stones, and we did have the 5 of Bows. So I'm kind of like laughing. Andrew is part of this Facebook group. So you can take from that what you will. Of course, the energy of this deck is slightly different, but there is a sense of, Andrew, empowerment, building inner strength with both of these cards. And the person, the guide, the energy that's going to help you with that is the shaman. So I just want to see, you want fauna. Okay. So we're going to shuffle fauna. And I will read you the message. It's time. So there's this, so that the daytime energy is one of knowing when to stand up and to move forward, knowing which sword to pick up, knowing which bow to pick up, which stave to pick up, and begin this brave adventure. All right, so fauna inspiration for Andrew Well-Tempered Player. All right. I love this one. Okay, so this is the stingray. I'll show you the art, and I will read this aloud. Assertiveness is the keyword. The element is water. Often on the defense, Stingray teaches us how to be assertive. It is not always necessary to lash out as the aggressor. Instead, she teaches us lessons of strategy and composure. Resting on the bottom, sometimes even under cover, she finds it ever important to take her time. At her own pace, she is able to remain collected when the current pulls her out. Against the tide, she asserts herself with calm resolve. Stingray is a strong guide for those in the midst of chaos. And so you get that energy of chaos with the energy of the fives. But the whole reading is about this. It's about timing. It's about building the strength and knowing when to stand up and move forward. Okay? So, love this. Love this. Love the connections of this deck. I really do. Okay. Yes, it was a very long, I'm looking at Joel's comment. It was a very long time ago that you were here. Welcome back. And yes, Gerald, I will be in touch with you. For sure. Okay, so we're going to go to Joel. Okay, let me shuffle. And Joel, I'd like you to contemplate which oracle deck you would like to have a card from. Again, Flora, Fauna, or Wonder Walking. I seem to remember that you shamanic journeyed with a stingray. Yes, didn't you just share that recently? Isn't that cool? You can't make this stuff up. You really can't. It's just so magical, and I just get chills through my body right now, right? It's about embracing the magic. Embrace the magic, embrace the seasons, embrace life. And the more you embrace the seasons and you embrace life and work with the seasons and don't fight against them. You know, this is that. I've told this story so many times. It comes from Iyengar, one of his yoga books. It's like, you know, in the heat of the summer, don't crank the air conditioner. Turn off the air conditioner and learn to be in the heat. And even if it's just for an hour of the day, like make that a practice of being in the heat of the day. You know, there's just something about that really, really speaks to me. I remember when I moved to Japan, and I arrived in Japan in the end of August. And I remember getting off the train at Yagi Station. And it was like I walked into a wall out of the air-conditioned train. And it was like I walked into a wall, literally a wall of heat and humidity. And my apartment didn't have air conditioning. And yeah, adapt to just accommodate, right? This is for Joel. And I'm going to look to his specific inquiries. I know he had a couple of different ones. Let me just double check here. So the first, what are my opportunities? What are my opportunities are there for me if I quit my job? And then the last one is, so there's that one, and then this one. My dad lost his job last summer because of COVID. He searched and applied to so many jobs without getting anything. My question is there a chance that he will get a job anytime soon? Okay. There's something mirrored. There's something mirrored in the in these two questions. And for those of you that read, it's really interesting how these energies are mirrored. Okay, I'm going to see if I can weave something in. This reading is for Joel, and this is a question of security. This is a question of change through changing security, moving from a place of the unknown to the more comfortable place of knowing there's flow of money. There is, yeah, there's definitely there's issues of fear. There's fears definitely that will need to be released through this change. So Joel, just come to your breath, focus on your exhale. And when you're ready, you can type into the chat which oracle deck you would like if you haven't already done so. Okay. All right, one more. All right, so again, we go through. The guide will be the first major arcana. All right, so this is a very dominant card in this deck. Oversees 50% of the energy of this deck. It is a card of strength. It's a card of the summer. It's a card of inner resources as well, too. It's a card of connection. I love that the light shines at the heart space of this deck. And there is a sense of abundance. There is a sense of hope. So for this to be your guide, this energy is definitely one that you need to, that you would benefit from embracing. Okay, so you can take this quite literally, and that means in those moments where the sky is clear and the sun is shining, even though it is winter where you live, to go out and to quite literally, you could actually stand like this, right? Stand in this warrior pose, stand in this strength pose, and to just let yourself be filled with light and hope and sun and energy, and to make sure you open the curtains, invite the light into your space. And if you feel like you're, the shades are drawn, things are dark, what can you do to shift and bring in the light, right? So your guardian, your guide is the sun. So bring the sun in. You can bring the sun in through the heat in your food, add a little spice to your food, add a little turmeric to your coffee. Like there's lots of ways to bring in sun and light and spice and energy. This may also speak to the peak and the fulfillment of your shift of your energy, also moving towards the summer solstice, so closer to June 21st. There is a layer of time that's also built into this deck. Okay, so I've got the floral deck in my hand here for Joel. All right, so the energy of night. Wow, okay, this is very cool. So another major arcana. So the energy of night is, this feels like a dream journey to me, Joel. This feels like an invitation to be more conscious of what you do as you go to sleep at night. So as you fall asleep, as you settle into your bed, take a few breaths. Find your body, like go more into like a shavasana kind of position on your back with your arms up. Settle into the place where you sleep. Consciously take some deep breaths and bring intention into your dreams. Bring intention of your journey. Where is it that you want to walk? Where is it that you want to journey? What is on the other side of the rainbow for you? See the adventure if you leave your work. Ask to be shown what is on the other side of the rainbow for you. Ask to be shown what is on the other side of the rainbow for your dad. Ask if you can walk side by side, holding hands in this journey. And then ask to remember when you wake up. Always, if it is in your highest, if it is something that you need to know in your conscious mind, you will remember, but sometimes we need to ask. And by asking, it just implants something in, right? And so because this is the energy of night, there's something about the journey of the night and trusting in you are both moving. This is a reading of change, right? So this feels like, yes, you are both, you're both connected. You are your dad is you, and you are both embarking on a new journey, a new beginning. This is a super optimistic card. So stay with that. And the medicine of the night is the journey. The medicine of the day is a very protective energy. It's a motherly energy. It's an energy of growth and fertility. And so what can you create? And I would invite both you and your dad to think about the extension of creating the job. So your dad is creating a job. You are creating an adventure, right? If you quit your job, what's going to happen? So in the daytime, to get very creative. Maybe you have a woodworking project. Maybe you decide to play with some new recipes or something. Know that as you become creative, the energy of creativity will grow. Right? So if you start making something, the universe goes, oh, okay, so this guy wants to make this. This is what this guy wants to grow. You could simply start doodling and drawing and journeying what you want your adventure to look like. So for you, Joel, in the nighttime, it's the dream journey. In the daytime, it's about making what you want to see on the other side of the rainbow. Your dad needs to make what he wants his job to look like physically. He needs to do it. So do it at home. Start creating a mini version of what he wants his life to look like. Right? It might not be something that you normally do. So just cool. It's a really interesting spread. It's a really interesting way to look, interesting lens through which to look at these questions. Okay, so I'm shuffling the Flora deck for Joel. Okay, for Joel and his dad. Oh, this is one of my, okay, you don't need to hear my stories. All right. Bleeding heart, wise energy. Bleeding heart is a spring ephemeral. Bleeding heart is a spring ephemeral, most often found in shade gardens or woodland groves. I'm sure it grows in abundance where you live. Quick to bloom in early spring, the flora capitalizes on the warm sun before the canopy covers the forest. This flora capitalizes on the warm sun before the canopy covers the forest. A symbol of shrewd germination and fastidious concern, bleeding heart is an expert at rapid blooming because of because of this growth that symbolizes wise energy. Giving everything you have to others can lead to depletion. Okay, that's an interesting message. So maybe your dad needed this time to regroup. It does no good to come up empty when you need to ignite. As you review how you expend your light, identify ways to stay connected, but that do not exhaust your resources. And so how you use your energy is as equally important as, so how you use your energy is the message of the bleeding heart. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. Very nice. I like that. All right. So we're going to move to and adapt this reading to a question of love. And yeah, so that is kind of fun. This is for Reeve. Riva wants to know if SM and Riva will get back together. Okay. And so Riva, when you're ready, you can let me know. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use a deck for Wonder Walking. I think that fits really nicely. This deck I'm going to use for your extra card, unless you would like the plant medicine, the flora or fauna. But I think somehow Wonder Walking fits really well with this question. Okay. You're very welcome, Joel. Okay. This is a really good exercise. So for those of you that read cards, often, you know, if we're looking for a relationship spread, we're looking for some kind of a love spread, we get very specific in the kind of spreads that we're looking for. But in every spread, there's a way to find the energy of the question, right? And so this is a card of change. The question is of getting back together. And yeah, so we look at the medicine of the day, the medicine of the night, and the guidance for Reeve and Viva and SM. Okay, Viva and SM. All right, let's talk about the Blasted Oak, shall we? So the Blasted Oak is a card that is connected with the end of the summer. So in this deck, the time between the bows and the water. So this is Lammas Lugnasad around August the 1st. This is a time of, what do I want to say? So the message, one of the messages of this card is that sometimes we take for granted all that we have, and the universe naturally gives us a shake up. This card is a combination of both the Hanged Man and the Tower. And so the medicine of both of those cards lies within here. This is a card of letting go. It's a card of knowing that change is what you need. Change is what you need. Okay. The Queen of Stones is the medicine of the night. The Queen of Stones is one that is obviously very grounded, heavy animal, protector, a card of motherly energy. Look how the motherly energy is supporting you through this time of change. So one of the things would, funny, you know, I just had this picture of you either sleeping with your children or you snuggling up with your own mother and finding some comfort in the night with Mama Bear. and leaning into that energy. I don't know if you are, wow, like it almost, sorry, I just need to say what's coming to my mind. Like, I feel like you have a baby, like you are pregnant. It feels like the energy of mother is surrounding you. And so your medicine in the night is in your prayers, in your dreams, quite literally snuggling up with your children or with your mother to embrace and embody the energy of the protective mother, the mother who takes you into her arms, the mother who takes you into her cave. And so if that is about your dreams, if that is about how you move into, I was talking to Joel, right? When you go to sleep, sometimes we can intend where we want to go in our dreams, where we want to, what we want to move through. We don't always remember, but if we bring that intention into our sleep, because it sounds like, you know, I'm assuming, I could be totally wrong, you want to get together with SM, get married, have babies, right? So you put that message out to the universe, and you let the universe know that you're ready to be a mother and that you want to feel that energy. And so maybe in your dreams, before you go to sleep, you look at a picture of you and your mother. And if your relationship with your mother wasn't one like that, you look at a favorite aunt or a favorite woman in history or culture that resonated that loving mother energy. And that's the last thing you focus on when you go to sleep at night. Okay? The medicine of the day. This feels like family to me. You know, this is mentorship. This is grandfather teaching grandson how to load, to hold, how to pull back on the arrow. You know, this is a card of connection. And so your guide this is your guide, right? This is the energy that's going to support you through this time. And so whether you will get back together with SM or not, this is the way that you navigate the night. This is the way that Spirit's encouraging you to navigate the night. Amber, come here. Amber. You snuck through the screen. That's enough. My friends on YouTube don't want to hear you barking. This is the way that you navigate the day. So you see yourself in connection with family. Perhaps you mirror this in the day. You reach out. You help children through service, even if it's like on YouTube or through Zoom or through the ether. Sometimes we can't have this experience right now in our cities, in our communities because of COVID. But if you build connection with children, and like it's I said the same thing to Joel, like we build what we want, and then the universe goes, okay, so this is what she wants, and then that grows. And so your guide is asking you to be okay with drastic change. Your guide is asking you to do things differently, to feel things differently, to let go of expectations. Okay, so I am yeah, I think wonder walking. Okay, so we'll draw a card of wonder walking. Okay. Are you a teacher? Just out of curiosity, Riva, are you a teacher? All right, Riva, clarity, expansion on the message. The keyword here. Ooh, okay, the keyword is darkness. The keyword is darkness. And so what I'm picking up on here is the importance of the intentions for the dreaming, the intentions of, moving into your cave, into your meditation, the importance of this medicine. Darkness also speaks to this complete surrender to whatever is revealed in the dark, whatever is revealed in this change. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for being here. Oh, you want to become a professor? That's beautiful. So the thing about that is to see your students as a reflection of your future family, to see your students, to embrace your students as the mother, like be the mother, like bring that mother archetype into your heart as you work with your students, and just let that grow. And I'm sure that you already do, but that's your message for today. All right, so thank you, Riva. All right, so now we're going to move to Woven Pixel. And so Woven Pixel, whenever, if you want to wait until the other cards are drawn, that's totally cool. Just let me know which deck you would like me to draw the oracle card from. Yeah. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. Cold coffee. Okay. So tell me, what's your impression of this spread? Do you think this is a spread that you could work with? Do you think, I think this is a spread that really encourages us to contemplate the energy of the night, the energy of the day. And some of us function better in one than the other. Some of us connect with one more than the other. And maybe to have a 2 pages of the journal open and to really think about, what is the night for me? What is the day for me? And then what is the bridge? What is that line in the center of the page? What is the bridge between night and day? And between day and night, right? Because there's 2 crossings. And there's, oh, I just got all these tingles in my head. I love it when that happens. Those bridges, those transitions from night to day, from day to night. What if we marked those transitions? And what those transitions, of course, are going to change with the seasons. The twilight, the dawn are these beautiful times. We often miss them. What if we stepped into those transitions? What if we consciously chose to not miss those transitions for a week, every Monday, right? Woven Pixel, general wisdom reading with this spread. Okay, so this is for you. Woven Pixel. Oh. Okay, right off the top, there we go. Wanderer. So as your guide, There is also an aspect of, when you embark on a journey, you can't take everything with you. So to prioritize what you want to take with you, so that's one thing. The other thing too is there's a real sense of magic in this. In this tarot deck, all of the authors speak about the abyss, about crossing the abyss and having that faith. And when I hear that word and I think about this symbology, I often think of the third Indiana Jones movie, where they step across the abyss to the cave on the other side, where they choose the Grail Cup. I don't know why that movie comes to mind, but stepping into the abyss requires trust. And so what Spirit is asking you to embrace is trust. Trust in the journey. Trust in the journey, and to just go. And there's a sense of lightness about this. The pole star, oh my God. Wow. Really, really beautiful. So these are three major arcana, and I want to speak to the timing and the energy of this. So generally, the pole star is connected with the fire ceremony that just happened, Imok, on February 1st. The journey is connected with Samhain over at November 1st. And so it feels like this message for you is a journey from now and to Samhain. It feels like the journey is one of, so it feels like this is there's a message here for you in like a chunk of time to bring into focus. Okay, so the message of the night is quite literally to go outside, and on the nights when the sky is clear and you can see the stars, to find medicine in the stars, to find medicine in the sky. Maybe this means you get a new app on your phone and you start to pay attention to the winter constellations. I don't know if it's winter where you are. It is. Yes, it is. I know where you live. Pay attention to the winter constellations. Pay attention to what is revealed in the starlight, that kind of thing. There is so much hope and potential in the night. And so the journey in the night is, again, for you, really, really important. The other connection here too is that the wanderer also appears here. So this is the wanderer. So the wanderer is journeying in the night. I would take this quite literally and make sure that you are out every single night wandering, and to wander perhaps a little longer than you normally do, to really enjoy the night. Your medicine of the day. This is a very, this would be an easier card to interpret in the night because, of course, we have the full moon. This is a card of change. This feels like a really, really big year for you. I don't know, astrologically speaking, or with the tarot cards, which your card is for this year, but this is a big journey year for you. This is a big year of shifting and changes. So one of the things to do is to resist focusing on any destination, but to make this a year of just the path, to know that a lot of things are going to change this year, to be okay with the unknown. Trust is so very, very important. And that's what I was talking about with the wanderer. So this might be very uncomfortable at times, but the journey is so important, and to observe and to witness the journey in a way that you acknowledge the medicine of the journey, respect for the journey, that childlike wonder of the wanderer of the journey. Like all of these things are really important. And so in the daytime, I'm just trying to bring this card into daytime medicine, right? So you might need to just kind of think about this. So in the daytime, how can you focus on the change, focus on the transitions, focus on the letting go? Maybe this is what I was talking about. Actually, this is kind of cool. What I was talking about a moment ago. Focusing on the twilight, focusing on the sunrise. Maybe that message was for you, to be in those spaces in between. Okay. Hello, Amber. I'm just looking to see if you posted which deck that you wanted. I'm not seeing it here. Did you? Amber, stop it. Yeah, Amber always wants to help. Okay. So the journey. You know what? It feels like wonder walking. This is a deck of wonder walking. This is about walking. So let's go with the walking deck. What is your creative inspirational message? Amber wants to go for a walk. We have had every weather possible today. Hail, rain, sun, wind. And so now the sun is clearing. We're going to go for a nice long walk in the forest. Okay, so these are very thick cards. Whoa. I almost feel like this is a path. This is cool. So the keyword is fauna. So, of course, that's connection with animals, but I'm going to take the fauna deck. I'm going to take that as a path. It feels like that bird is pointing to the fauna deck. So let's go to the fauna deck. It's funny. Yeah. But look at the bird, the bird medicine. Look at like the energy pointing up, the Fool moving toward the pole star. It feels really, it's a mirror for what has already, it also mirrors the Wanderer. But I am going to pull a fauna card because I just felt like that was like another path that needed to get connected. Ooh, we have another bird. Okay. Clarity. A gifted messenger of the spirit world, Hawk encourages us to use our powers for focus. We are not always called to lead, but when the position is vacant, take it and act. With clarity. With wind under wing and Hawk as our guide, flight is possible. With confidence, our goals are achievable. His presence aids us with higher perspective. Hawk inspires us to be less distracted by the details. He encourages us to focus on new heights. You just can't make this stuff up. Harness his altitude and lead with visions by facing challenges with objectivity. Oh my God, what a beautiful reading. All right, where are we? I think I will do one more or maybe two more. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so thank you all for your patience. I know these readings are taking a little bit longer, but I'm really enjoying exploring these spreads. They're kind of magical. Okay. All right, so Kristen has a question, and Neelam, and Nora, and Diana. Quite a few questions left. Okay, So, Kristen, I am going to pass over you. I've done a few readings for you lately, so I'm going to just say thank you for understanding. And I'm going to go to Neelam. Okay. Oh, look at the wolf on that one. That's beautiful. That one is, what does that say? Discernment. Okay. So after Neelam, I'm going to randomly choose the next reading. Okay, so thank you. Thank you, Kristen, for understanding. And know that anytime you can book a private reading too, any of you. I usually, Wednesdays and Fridays, I have several openings. And so Wednesdays and Fridays are a good day to reach out for readings. Fridays more now. Wednesdays are getting booked up. And so you can get a lot from a 15-minute reading or a 30-minute reading. Sometimes just a quick connection is enough to confirm. All right, so we're focusing on Neelam. Wisdom reading. Day and night, changing, shifting. Okay. Neelam. Okay, so Neelam's guardian guide. I don't really need to put my glasses on to see which is which, but I just love looking at these cards. So many beautiful details. Okay. Ah, okay. Blasted oak again. So remember, this is the energy of the Hanged Man and the Tower. The Hanged Man and the Tower. And I just want to look one thing here. The fiery blast that sent you falling to earth has also jolted you from a state of trance that allowed you to avoid dealing with profound and fundamental issues. So this is also an energy of awakening, right? It's an energy of bringing you back to the ground, quite literally, and connecting to the earth and connecting to the ground. So your guide, Neelam, wants you to be very, very present, to observe, to be the witness, to pay attention, to not let yourself get distracted, and to be, whoa, this is going to be a big reading. Again, 3 majors. We had a few of these. We've had a few with 3 major arcana. Neelam, make sure you put into the chat which oracle deck you would like. Okay, so the Great Bear, winter solstice. Love the northern lights behind. The Archer. Sorry, the Ancestor. So these two cards actually in a sequence make perfect sense. The ancestor is the guardian of the forest. This is the energy that I speak to when I enter the forest, when I go for my walks with Amber. I I I call on the guardian of the forest and I acknowledge the trespassing. I ask for permission to trespass. And that comes through my Japanese language. It's kind of it's, there's a greeting when you enter somebody's house, ojamashimasu, like quite literally, I will trespass. Is what it means. I will bother you. I will bother you. I will disturb you. And there's this energy, so this daytime medicine of acknowledging the pathway is open. The path is open. The guardian is greeting you. The guardian is greeting you and inviting you and calling you to step forward. The ancestor, the guardian of the forest. I know this says ancestor, but the ancestor is the guardian of the forest. It's like you're being awoken, right? The drum. You listen to the beat of the drum, and there's this invitation, this opening for you right now to step forward onto this new path. And so the connection of these two cards is one of, like, you need to really pay attention and be present and to look for the signs, look for the symbols, and just listen with your heart. Listen with your heart. The energy of the night is one of massive transformation, right? This is big, big card of transformation. And it's one that you have to want. You have to want with your whole heart. You have to be wanting and willing to level up. You have to, it's every single card in the tarot is a choice. It's a choice. And this card, this 20th card, and this great polar bear standing on top of the burial mound, northern lights behind. Again, we have another gateway here. We have this archway here, right? This is the gateway from the winter, right? This is a solstice card. This is the winter solstice card. Very, very significant card. The winter of, so that the night might feel like the winter of your life. That's the phrase that just came through my mind right now. So what does that mean? What does that shift mean? What is it that you want to move from? What is that shift from the winter to the light, from the darkness to the light? Go into your cave at night. Go into your cave at night so that you can emerge from your cave in the morning. There's been a lot of messages on this side of the reading for several people, and these readings often do repeat themselves. The same messages come through because all of these people listening to these readings need to hear this message. And so this is one. Notice we've had no meditation cards over on this side, I don't think. So there's something about the power of the night. There's something about the stillness of the night to designate some time, right? To turn within, because your night, a lot can happen at night. A lot can happen in your dreams. A lot can happen in your quiet time alone at night. Again, much like Woven Pixels reading, this feels like a big shift for you. As far as timing goes, so the cross for you, so the cycle is from February 1st to December 21st. Right? So you've almost got a whole year of working through this. And I'm just going to see if you put the Okay, I will choose the deck for you. Okay. I feel like plant medicine. I feel like, oh, although it is a journey card, but okay, I'm going to choose the plant medicine deck, the Flora deck. You know, I was feeling like the reason I picked this deck up was I was thinking tea. And for those of you that read intuitively, you know, you're connected to these readings. What kind of tea would support Neelam on her journey? What kind of tea helps with, well, we need to calm, right? We need to calm the energy system, but we also need to find the courage. We need to find the courage to step onto the path, and we need to find the courage to let go. Okay. I mean, I can make suggestions for tea, but I'm so wish my daughter was here, because she would just go, oh, mom, you know, da 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 da. She's always making teas for us. We're so lucky. Okay, plant medicine for Neelam. Ooh, okay. This is not a plant you don't make tea with this plant, but okay. Kala lily, achievement. Flower of life and death, and champion of sentience, encourages us to celebrate our triumphs. Stunning celebration diminishes our shunning. This is interesting because this is a theme that has come up in several readings, conversations lately with different people. So I just need to read this. Shunning celebration diminishes our successes. You know, I want to write that down after I sign off from you, because this is a theme that has come up over and over. Life is hard. Achievement warrants recognition. Validating our effort is not prideful or sinful. We spend too much time living in the shadows of guilt. Celebration is an acknowledgement of our existence, a nod to the soul, and an essential ingredient for lifelong sustainability. Take a moment to list 5 unsung achievements in your life. Take a moment to list 5 unsung achievements in your life. Small, medium, or large, they deserve to be witnessed and stand as a testament to your hard-won efforts and victorious triumphs. Isn't that true? Isn't that true? Okay. Wow. So give that some reflection. All right. So we have Nora. Who else do we have here? Let me see. I'm just going to randomly pick one. Burning Dreamer 13. Lavender tea. Yes, I love lavender tea. Oh, Miss Amber, I'm going to do one more reading. Okay. All right. Oh, Amber. I call her Amber. All right, so let's go to Nora's question. Burning Dreamer, I will put you on the top of the list next time, okay? Okay, so this is the last one for today. We're going to go back to the energy of love. Yes. It's kind of the French pronunciation, Amber, but it also reminds me of like the second syllable as bear, because she's a little bit like a bear. Aren't you, Amber? Yes, you are. Mommy loves you. And you can wait for one more reading for the lovely Nora Salaman. What? Can you not get through? You can get through. You came through, so you can definitely get through. I know you can. Go. Go. Goodbye. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I need to find a nice blend. For those of you that make tea, I'd like to find a nice blend for rosemary with other things, because I have so much rosemary in my garden. I need to, I dry it and I use it for offerings, but I would love to also use it in a tea blend. Yeah. Okay. So may I ask, what's there for me in love? And I apologize. Probably Amber's going to be whining over this whole reading. So this is for the lovely Nora. And we will choose her guardian. Her guardian in love is the moon. Well, doesn't that make sense? Her guardian in love. First of all, this is actually kind of a cool card to pull for this question. This egg here, this egg symbolizes creativity, fertility. It symbolizes unrealized potential. The egg is also a reflection of the moon. And so your guardian energy will definitely be amplified in the evening, in the moonlight, at the time of the full moon. And so to really embrace that energy. And also I would really bring awareness to the lunar cycles into your life if you don't already do so. Right? So there's a relationship between your question and the energy of the moon. For sure. Okay. Ugh. Okay. So this is a lot of heat, a lot of passion here, with the King of Bows showing up. So this is interesting. Perhaps the guardian, the moon guardian, the moon guide is asking you to, to not be afraid of the heat, to not be afraid of passion. Maybe the energy of the night is one of passion, is one of love and activity and action, So you're asking what's there for me in love to let your wildest dreams come true in the night, to focus on the to allow your passionate side to wander, to find the heat in the night. Yeah. Very interesting. Like if you were in a relationship now, I know exactly what my advice would be, but this is one of definitely of strength and of to know that you have, to also know that you have the potential, like there's so much potential for potential for shifting energy as well too. We can also look to the metaphor of the snake and the shedding of the skin. So if we turn to that metaphor, the night is this opportunity just to let go. And so as you fall into your bed, to really just say that to yourself, let go, Nora, let go. let go. I need to let go, because if I keep hanging on to what I'm holding on to, maybe this is a similar message to the last person. Maybe that's just about trust. But there's something about the heat of the adders that is significant here. The medicine of the day is the Knight of Arrows. So you are surrounded, masculine energy on both sides. And so if you're looking for a relationship, you're looking for strong personalities surround. If this is you, we can often shift these readings, right? Because there's a layer that's built into the spread itself, but this is you as the feminine, and on either side, there is fiery masculine energy and airy masculine energy, right? So you're not surrounded, there's no poet here. There's very man's man kind of energy. And so that meditation in the day, perhaps this is connecting with people who are more articulate, more intellectual, people who, maybe this speaks to book clubs or debate, or engaging with people in conversation on some kind of a chat room where you're intellectually met. You feel like you're meeting your intellectual partner. The hawk is also one that likes to move and to travel, and so maybe this is an invitation for you during the day to go. It sounds like crazy advice in this COVID thing, but go outside your community, like to move a little further than you normally would, right? We have this, both of these animals move at some speed. They move with precision. So what is for you in love? If we take this quite literally, these are the kind of energies that you're surrounded by, and you have the potential to birth whatever it is that you want to birth. You have moon in the 7th house. Hello, Colleen. Welcome. I don't think I said hello to you. And I'm just looking, did you have a chosen oracle deck, Nora? Did you request? Yeah. I think plant or wonder walking, but if you want to choose, plant or wonder walking would speak to me. But maybe with all this animal energy, you want another animal in there. Okay, I'm just going to start shuffling. The watercolor one. Okay. All right, a deck for wonder walking. All right, final inspiration for Nora Selman. Nora, where do you live? What part of the world are you in? Oh, you want the animal one. Okay, the animal one. Okay. They're all 3 decks are watercolor, actually. They're all right, so we're going to choose a fauna inspiration for Nora. Wouldn't that be funny if the bee came out? Oh my goodness. The bee. Never know. You never know. Okay. Oh, we've had this one already today. So this is the same card that Andrew had. This is the stingray. Maybe this is like a message of you matching this energy. Being aware, being standing up, being a little bit stronger than you normally are. Assertiveness. Often on the defense, Stingray teaches us how to be assertive. It is not always necessary to lash out as the aggressor. Instead, she teaches us lessons of strategy and composure. Resting on the bottom, sometimes even under cover, she finds it ever important to take her time. At her own pace, she is able to remain collected when the current pulls her out. Against the tide, she asserts herself with calm resolve. Stingray is a strong guide for those in the midst of chaos. It almost feels like, what does this feel like? So we have water, 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 fire, fire. Okay. I think it's the pace message, the take your time message. That is the one that's the most relevant to me anyway. This might feel like a little bit of pressure. And maybe this is multiple suitors, you know, I think it's a funny word to use in this day and age, but multiple suitors and aggressive suitors. And so it's, you know, that you can match that energy, but to not feel that pressure, to take your time with relationships as they arise. Alrighty. I just check with the chat before I sign off. And Nora is in Saudi Arabia. Oh, wow. Isn't that wonderful how we can just be all over the world, different places, and connect this way? Yeah, it's truly amazing how YouTube and different platforms can bring us together in that way. So thank you. Thanks for being here. And next week, I have no idea what deck or spread or what I'm going to do, but it will come to me as the week unfolds. And I'll be back with live readings next Tuesday. Tomorrow is the beginning of the Read With Me 2, which is a course, four-part course on tarot and timings and embracing the seasons and changes. There's still a couple of spots open in that class. You can register today through my shop. And what else is coming up? There's, for those of you that are waiting for Zoom links for the court card class or for the Tarot Minors class, I will get those out as soon as possible. And yeah, and I'll be back on Wednesday night in the Facebook group and Thursday night on YouTube with my usual tarot chat. So thanks for joining me. Stay well, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Namaste.